need to be called Samaj. Anyway, here we are with Hukumuri. He has not moved. And you can see his eyes are struggling to remain open. As the day progresses, he's now in a little patch of warm sun. It's going to make it increasingly difficult for him to stay awake. And he's a very handsome fellow, isn't he? I've only seen him once or twice before. He's got his little chompers on, but he does have that kind of, I don't know, there's something about his eyes, the same eyes that the Anderson male has. A kind of, I'm not sure how I would describe it. Not gangster, but there's a look behind them that says, I'm not to be trifled with. Now, you be nice to my friend Tingana, do you understand me? He's not as old and decrepit as you think he is. That's a nice shot of his eyes there in the sun. Isn't it, David? Yes. All right, you may now get up and perform one of your tricks, whatever it is. Kill an impala if you want. Go for a little walk, climb a tree. Climb a tree would be a good one. Flora, I think most likely is that he would, I'm just going to turn very slowly because we are quite close and he's watching my bird-like legs because there's no door in the car. Flora, were I to hand him a chunk of meat, you'd probably find that he'd take me with the meat, which would be very uncomfortable indeed. No, he wouldn't come anywhere close. If I had a great big fillet steak in my hand, he wouldn't come close to it. He would be much too afraid of human... Well, I hope he would be too afraid of a human being. Right, now where are you going? I think possibly back to the warthog. So I said before that I thought he was shortish and a bit thicker than Tingana. I'm not sure anymore. I think the only real way to tell would be to put the two leopards together next to each other. I think the size difference is actually fairly minimal. I think he is smaller though. I can just hear the gentle pitter-patter of his morning toilet. No, Bright Night, it isn't. Not unless Tingana, well, I mean, it's possible, but it is certainly not inevitable. So they may fight a little bit later on, but what they will try and do is come to a negotiated settlement. But if there is insufficient space for all of them, then yes, they will come to blows. Now, there's the Anderson male in the far west, but he does seem to be moving quite far to the south as well. We have Tingana to the kind of south and east, and we've got Gijima male leopard to the north. This right here, or a little bit north of here, is basically the corner of three leopard territories, three male leopard territories. And I think that's why we're seeing this action here. To me, well, I think that this conflict between the three of them hinges on three things, or on two things. One is the Anderson male's territory off to the far west, and the other is the quarantine male leopard's territory to the far east. I think if both of those leopards have got sufficient space where they are, I think the negotiated settlement will remain. If they start to exert pressure from both sides, and Tingana feels the need to reclaim the western parts of his old territory, there's the warthog there, because he used to extend all the way, oh, there's lots left, He used to extend all the way into as far as Elephant Plains, which is way across west of Arathusa. And Tingana has slowly moved further and further east with the demise of Mvula, who used to occupy the eastern portions. And then that territory has now been taken up by this guy. This guy's wedged himself in between. And I think that's because the Anderson male has moved further south into vacated territory from what was the Campan male down on the Sand River. This is all wild speculation, but it is based on relatively educated guessing. Please don't put that thing in a big thicket. Put it in a tree. Look where he's taking it. It's an awkward kind of shape for him to hoist that thing. Let's see where he goes now. So he's eaten off basically the hind quarters. He's got the forequarters and the head left. And if you weren't watching last night, Taylor watched this thing unfold from beginning to end. We thought he was going for a scrub hare or a Franklin to start with, and he leapt off-road, and there was this warthog who tried to headbutt him once, and then found itself in its Hukumuri's jaws. He's just found a very nice, possibly the thickest piece of bush in this area. Is he still moving? No, he's settling down there. Wow, that's going to be a hell of a view. Alright, we'll see if we can find some better view than that. Taylor, I think, is having some success on foot.